welcome. This is Cars and Things, and today's episode is really about a story time. I want to tell you guys, and you need to stick with me for the story. You need to stick with me for the story. I really want to tell you guys how I bought a 2020 BMW M2 competition purely and literally, plainly put, by mistake. Really, by mistake. Literally, by mistake. Cool? Stick with me. I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are safe. The country is apparently open. There's so many vibes going on. I wish I could be out there, but I am staying away. I am sanitizing and keeping healthy and so forth. You may notice, I am part of the braces gang now. They costed me quite a lot of money, like 2 million. It was freaking expensive to have these things on. And I'm now part of the braces gang, and I honestly feel like I need to choose a struggle. Because at night, I wear glasses. I feel like with lockdown, I'm getting a bit chubby. And then lastly, I now have braces. Like I honestly feel like I need to choose a struggle. Like I need to choose a struggle. Like maybe I need to combat all of that and just become rich. Like, yeah, I'm good. And I'll be fine. But I'm married, so I don't need to worry about those kinds of things, you know? Married to the love of my life, so I am absolutely happy. But back to the actual matter at hand. I hope you guys are well. I hope you are keeping safe. If it's your first time here and you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you do subscribe on the channel. It's at Cars and Things. Catch us on the socials as well at Cars and Things ZA or at the Coolest Coco on my social media. Please make sure you do like this video, comment if you feel compelled to, but please make sure that you guys do subscribe so you don't miss the content that we are putting out. There's also a bell right next door to the subscribe button where you are able to get notifications as soon as we drop a video. So we drop a video every 2 weeks. However, because of lockdown and work and things like that within the last sort of 4 weeks, I'm sorry. I really haven't had the opportunity to drop a video for you guys. But I have got such massive plans and so many things that I want to do and bring to you guys, and so much content that I've been shooting during lockdown that I can't wait to package this content and share it with you guys. So without me rambling and going into a lot of detail, you might feel happy about this video, you might feel sad about this video. You are absolutely entitled to feeling however much or in whatever way that you want to feel, whatever capacity you want to feel it in. Make sure you comment just below. Let me know what you would have done in this situation or in this scenario. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think I'm an absolute idiot? Like, someone's probably watching this video and they're like, so let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think? But also, if you were in my shoes, if you were in my position, what would you have done in that particular scenario? Literally, as soon as dealerships opened while we were in lockdown, I decided to go see a friend of mine. His name is Lee, and he works at BMW Centurion. And I said, look, let me go actually see him. Let me go for a drive. I haven't driven my car in such a long time. So, I then said, let me just take a drive. Let me just go see him. And, I got to the dealership there. And he said to me, listen, there's a new system that BMW has got. You've got to check it out. I met some of the other guys there. And they're like, oh, yeah, cool guy. We like you. You cool. You nice. And I was busy there talking to the guys. It's so funny that we're actually talking about the sidebar. I saw a comment in one of the other videos that we had posted, and someone was like, yo, the Santon Oreos always sound like this. Thank you, bro. That's a compliment. Ngiyabonga. Thank you. A boy from Mlazi, ngakhula ka PP, ka C, ka D, ko 9. That's literally where I'm from. But I'm so happy I can use my accent, to get me places. So anyway, that's literally me. Sidebar conversation. I thought that comment was absolutely hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious. But anyway, right? So he tells me about this new system that they've got, and I'm like, wow, that's incredible, that's amazing. Whatever, dude, like, cool. You know, I'm always thinking salesman, he's trying to sell me something. So I'm always like, yeah, cool, whatever. So he's busy telling me that I can go onto the system and be able to see absolutely every single car that is available for purchase. I'm like, cool, fascinating, dude. I'm there. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Sounds interesting to me, but also at the same time, not interested. I'm thinking supercar in my head. So all of this is just like, yeah. The plan was I had a 2018 LCI BMW M2. And the plan was to really keep this car because I really enjoyed that car. Like, I really, really did enjoy that car. But I was a bit unhappy about certain things. Again, coming from modified cars and jumping into a stock BMW M2. Shout out to the person that bought it. Apparently you watch Cars and Things. Thank you so much. The dealership appreciates it. I hope you enjoy the car as well. I didn't drive it that much. I didn't do donuts in it. Anyway, I get home and later on I'm like, yeah, I've got a bit of time. I'm a bit bored. Let's see what like stock is available, what's in the country, what is coming. Maybe I'll be able to see within this website. So what I did was I pulled up my laptop and I opened it up and I was just like, cool, buy BMW .co.za. And I came across this page, and what I had to do was to obviously register or log in. And turns out my BMW Connected Drive logins are paired with the website. So if you are already registered on BMW Online, then it'll be a lot easier for you because essentially all I had to do was basically add in my login details. So I enter in my login details and then boom, I'm into this website. Right. The first thing it asks me about is it takes me to a page and it asks me about my particular car. It asks me, what is my registration? What is the model of the car that I have? What is the variant? And I'm adding it in. I've got a BMW M2 and it's a 2018 LCI model. And then you have to add the mileage. I think at the time I had about 17,000 kilometers on the clock. So the car was still really, really fresh. I bought the car as a demo. I think it had about like 5,000 on the clock. I'm entering my details on the system and it's asking me about my car. I'm like, okay, you know, yeah, type it in. Yeah, you know, feeling great. M2, competition, Gumnandi, show. And then it takes me to another page and it asks me, oh, whoa, step back. After that page, it takes me to a page and it basically gives me an evaluation on my car. And the evaluation I got on my car was like, whoa. I've literally had this car and whether you believe me or not, I literally had the car for about 7 months. And what actually happened was I didn't drive it that much. And when I actually saw the evaluation that they give you straight after logging into the system, entering your car's details, they give you an evaluation and they also give you a future breakdown of how much your car is going to cost in the future. Within the next 20 days, this is how much your car is going to cost. Within the next 40 days, within the next 60 and 80 days, etc. And that amount keeps decreasing and decreasing until it kind of plateaus. So I'm busy watching this and I'm like, wow. My car's gonna drop quite a bit, and in a month's time when I'm thinking about doing this again or coming back to this website, I would have lost like 10 grand. And I'm like, oh, okay, you know, hypothetically. So I see this and I'm a bit hacked and I'm like, okay, yeah, let me see what else the system has for me. It takes you to a page and you come across a page where it shows you all the available models. So I go to M, right? Because that's kind of like the only letter that matters. Well, for me, the only letter that matters. So I literally go to M, the most powerful letter in the world. I go to M and I'm like, yeah, what's available? And within the selection, there are M2s, there are M4s, there are M5s. And in my past I've had an M4 before, so I'm just like, cool, I'm not really looking for another M4. I personally don't think, the way that my M4 was so fly, like, and so hot, I don't think I'd be able to do that again. Maybe I would be, but I'm honestly not too sure if I'd be able to replicate the same kind of looking car. But also at the same time, I'm not going to feel the same way. I'm literally not going to feel the same way. So I'm like, no M4. Although I would love to own another M4 again, I said, listen, I'm not going to have an M4. I had it for a few years. Really happy car. Go check out the story in my past videos on really why I sold my BMW M4. Do check out that story. But I was like, M4, not really. I've been super intrigued by the M5. But again, with the M5s do seem to depreciate quite a bit. I'm honestly not too sure why that happens. Perhaps there could be quite a bit of supply out there and not enough demand, hence the price drops. But certainly I don't see a lot of them on the road. I think just generally 5 Series cars do depreciate quite a bit. I saw online a 2018 BMW M5. It's not a competition variant, but it is one of the newer M5s, going for 1.139900. So basically, let's call it 1.4 million. This car was selling well spec'd at about 2.1, 2.2 million when it came out. About 2 years ago. This is a 2018 model that I was looking at, and it's quite sad to see that, I mean, it's depreciated by more than 600k. So I'm on the system and it's literally showing me everything that is available. Everything literally that is available, and in terms of spec, everything that you can find. So you can then start to play around with features. Here I am. There's Coco going through the system, and he's literally adopting like a shopping mentality, where I am, cool, let me add that, let me change that, yeah, let me add that, let me change that. That's quite cool. Within the system, what you can actually do is you can add the payment that you would like to pay over the months that you would like to pay it. I think the system originally was built for people who may be interested in BMW Select, because that's kind of where it guides you to go and gives you essentially, whether it's 36 months, 48 months, and I think the max you can go is about 55 months. Where you can keep this car for a certain period. If you are someone like me that loves to change their cars, maybe you get bored, maybe there's a newer model and you want to upsize or you want to upgrade, you are able to do that. But essentially, they give you a number of kilometers, and they give you an amount of time that you need to cover those kilometers with. And as soon as you're done, you've got options of taking the car back and taking Uber home, or picking up one of the newer models that's actually there and starting a new contract and so forth. That's how it goes. Check it out. It's called BMW Select. Mercedes has it as well. I believe it's called Agility. And a number of brands are kind of adopting very similar sort of leasing systems where you can keep the car for a certain period. So I'm seeing all these cars and I'm just like, cool. In my own mind, I've always loved a BMW M4, probably one of my favorite cars ever. And I've loved my M2, which I owned at the time. And I was like, what if M2 and M4 had a baby? Like, that baby is literally the competition. So I was like, cool, the perfect car. M2 in terms of its size, shape, etc. I've spoken about it on a video. And I am still to do a YouTube review on my current car as well. I thought absolutely fascinating, and the M2 and the M4 kind of put together, having the best of both worlds like that is certainly in an M2 competition. So here I am again playing around with functions. Yeah, this is the feature that I want. This is what I want. This is what I want to have. And in terms of tech within the BMW M2s, there isn't a lot of tech, but there is quite a bit of a difference between the 2018 LCI model with the 2020 competition models. There are quite a lot of differences, which I will point out when I do the review again. But I thought, cool, great, let me add this in. I'm like, I'm just playing around. So like, this is chilled. I'm on the system. I'm busy ticking that. I like that. This is cool. That's cool. This is cool. I like that. I like that. I like that. And again, what I want to emphasize is I wasn't looking to buy a car. I didn't want to buy a car. I really wasn't looking to buy another daily. I didn't want another daily. I was pretty happy with my car. Although the truth is I wasn't really happy. There was scope to be happier. And I always want to be content with what I have, or else I'm always looking around for something else. So here I am ticking everything. Cool. I get to a section which says confirm, and here I am. I'm like, what's the worst that could happen? Really? Really? What is the worst that could happen? I click on confirm, and I get taken to a page where I need to update, I believe it was like one document. And it was like really mild document, not anything like hectic, you know, like a bank statement or whatever. So I had to upload. So I'm like, cool, I'm just uploading. Now I'm really interested. Now I'm like, I want to see how far this can go. Like, what's the worst that could happen, right? And then Coco, how? Jiggy. I then get an email saying, thank you very much, you know, for experience on the BMW system, boom, boom, boom. I didn't read further. So I've got this tendency, because I've got so many emails, it's just to skim through an email. So I'd be like, oh, okay, cool, all right. And I kind of left it as is. A day later, I get a call from Lee, and he's like, dude, did you buy a car online? And I'm like, no. But I was playing around with the system, and I was just ticking stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, can I get this car? And I went balls to the wall. Like, to be honest, I was like, what's the craziest thing I can possibly think about? And I'm just there like, tick, sure, sharp. It's like, did you buy a car online? And I'm like, no. How? And then I'm like, no, man, whatever. I get home, and I send him a message, and I'm like, dude, what did you act? Are you serious? He's like, yeah. Go on the website. So I go into the website, and when I click confirm, at the bottom it has a timeline where it goes through processing, and ultimately you get to like collection. And I look at that. It kind of looks like an OTP, and it has all the specs, everything that Coco was like, sure. And I look at it, and it literally says that you were collecting your car at the nearest dealership at this time. Oh! I'm like, no, man, no. This is not real. This is not real. So I sent him a message, and I'm like, yo, it wasn't really, but let's chat tomorrow. I give him a call the next day. Now, this is 2 days after I had done this platform thing, and I was on the website and I was playing around with it. I give him a call within 2 days, and I'm like, yo, like, what's up? And he's like, yeah, it's done, it's approved. I'm like, what? I get home hysterical. My wife was like, yo, what's up, dude? You know, because we call each other like dude and bro and stuff. So she's like, what's up, dude? And I'm like, I think I just bought a car by mistake. I open up my laptop, and I'm sitting across it, and she's just like, okay, you're going crazy again. Because I'm always talking about cars to her. Like, she knows a lot about cars. Whenever like there's a car like driving past, I'm like, that's a V8. And I give her all the specs, and then she's like, yeah, whatever. So I thought it was one of those moments. And here I am again saying, I just bought a car. So I open up my laptop, and I'm like, yo, babe, like legit, I just bought a car by mistake. And she's like, what car did you buy? You know, all curious. What car did you buy? And I'm like, I just bought an M2 competition. And that time I had bought a Sakir Orange or Sunset Orange, whatever you want to call it, M2 Competition. And I show her the car and I'm like, babe, I literally just bought this car by mistake. And I walk her through the process, and literally the process was me logging in. I entered in my car's details, BMW M2, boom, 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 this is my registration, this is the amount of kilometers that I have. And as soon as I left that page, it took me to like how much ideally would I like to pay. And I'm literally like, okay, cool, yeah, let's just play around. Yeah, I can pay that much, chilled, what's that? So as I'm explaining to my wife, and I'm just like, yo, I think I just bought an M2 Competition by mistake. I wasn't planning to, I wasn't thinking about it. I think I just bought it by mistake. She's like, dude, you are absolutely nuts. You better call Lee tomorrow and let him know that he needs to change all of this. You are still looking to buy a supercar, right? Yo! And she hit me with that. And I'm like, yo, I am still looking to buy a supercar. So why am I out here? Like, let me call him. So I decide that I'm actually going to call him the next day. I'm actually going to call him, but I didn't get around to it. I get home and I'm like, yo, babe, I still want my supercar. But I'm not quite happy with this car. Can I keep this new one? She kind of looks up at me at a glance and she's like, okay, if you want to keep it, you can keep it. You know, we're like chilled. Because that's how she is, you know. So now here I am in a predicament. I've just been playing around with this website. And I'm like, yo, I do like that car, but I don't need it right now. So I'm like, it's locked down. I'm not really going to drive it. And I really wanted to just see what was available and what was out there. And at the end of the day, I literally bought an M2 Competition by mistake. I wasn't planning to. I wasn't looking for one. I wasn't even thinking about one. Like, to be honest, when I bought my M2 now, I had reservations, and you'll probably watch my M4 video and just think, but how? Dude, didn't you say that you wouldn't buy a car like your M4? Well, the BMW M2 does have a slightly detuned S55 engine, which is the same engine that is on an M3 and an M4. So essentially, I have got a baby M4. And they call the M2 Competition the M4 killer. They literally call it the M4 killer because if there is a stock M4, there is my M2, and we are going at it, let's say, quarter mile, like, literally, like, M2 comp, obviously, because size, dimensions, weight, etc., and power. And they call it the M4 killer. And I was thinking, literally, I want that dynamic drive that I've got, and that control that I've got with my M2, and it really makes you look good with a bit of the sicko mode that I can get with my M4. And that's literally those two ideas, those two cars kind of coming together. And I was like, babe, I actually have to keep this car. And what I had decided was, once I had chosen this car, I was like, let me be even more ridiculous. Let me be even more ridiculous. Let me say, actually, Lee, yo man, Lee. I actually want a black one. I've been seeing a lot of black ones online. I actually want a black one, and there's something I want to see. There's something I want to see, actually. It'll end in tears for people. And from that point on, he was like, dude, there aren't any black ones available in the country right now. And I was like, okay. And I had decided that if I didn't get a black one, and if I wasn't like ridiculous, that I wasn't going to buy it at all. Because I was like, I want what I want, you know? And turns out he then finds that there is a black one available somewhere in the country, which he was able to find and to get to me. Turns out, like, literally a week later, he's like, yeah, you can come collect your car. Right. Hi. I'm like, nah. Let me actually stall. Let me actually stall a little bit. And I decided that same week to get these guys, right? So I'm like, yeah, let me just go get braces, which I paid 2 million for. Let me go get braces. Let me just postpone this thing, and I want to shoot content. As soon as I get braces, I'm just like, I'm like, you know, I can't shoot with these guys on here. What are you guys gonna think? And at that time, like, I had like elastics. My teeth look horrible. They look nasty. I'll probably show you guys an image, but they look bad. Like right now, and I've even got an overbite and everything. It looks much better. But then it looked so bad, and I was like, how am I gonna shoot this? So I tried to prolong it, and then I couldn't. And then ultimately, you know, at the end of the month, I was like, yo, I'm actually gonna pick up this car. I had already signed the papers. I had already dropped off my current car there, and I was like, yo, let me go pick up this car. Got the craziest spec ever. And I've even gone out to social media posting pictures. You guys may have seen it on my social media if you follow me. If you don't, please make sure you do follow me at Coolest Coco. And I literally went out, and I was quite cheeky, and not to say that like I am the first black M2 competition in South Africa. I'm definitely not. I'm kind of late to the party. The M2 competition came out about a year and a half, two years ago. But I really came out, and I became really cheeky with it. And I was just like, yo, the hottest M2 competition in SA. So I head through to Carbon Bros, and I'll actually do a video really around customizing and how I customize the car. A lot of people are often asking me, how do you customize your car? A lot of people call me the customization king. Thank you very much. I accept the title. And what I love to do is I love to literally conceptualize what I want the car to look like, and the kind of feelings that I want to get when I look at the car, and what I want people to think around the car. If I want stealth, if I want badass, if I want sexy, I kind of make those feelings come across in the car. So I literally went through the Carbon Bros, and there's a video that I've shot that should be coming to you guys very soon, very soon, where I am talking around how I'm going to customize the car, and talking around carbon fiber, why carbon fiber is so expensive, because a lot of us just see this thing in a car and we just like, yeah, it looks cool, this expensive piece of plastic. But I talk around the process around its production and things like that. So I did go to Carbon Bros, and I was customizing the car, and I was like, yep, I want that, I want to add this. I am not done with customizing the car. It's not a finished product yet. There's still a lot of things that I need to do to the car to make it look perfect. But again, I need to do things in stages, because there's a lot of things going on in my life. There's a lot of projects that I'm trying to launch at the moment. I've got a number of businesses, and typically my businesses need cash flow. Like, I can't literally just take like 200K, 400K, whatever it is, and like literally put it into a car and be like, yeah, cool, it's all done now, I can enjoy it. What I love to do is I generally love to enjoy the car, get a feel of the car, get familiar with the car before I start playing around with it. So at the moment, cosmetically, I've just done some tweaks to the video. But nonetheless, I have customized the car, and I have called it the hottest BMW M2 competition in the country. And a few people have agreed with me, and I'm noticing quite a few people, quite a few handles are getting touched. I really didn't intend to do so, but if it is rubbing you the wrong way, maybe you should do something else to your car. I'm not saying change your car, but you know, I'm gonna customize the car, and I'm gonna make it look sick. And if it's one of one in the country, then that is my goal. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you. But anyway, so now I've got this car, and now I've customized it, and that's really the story I wanted to share with you guys. It is insane. It is insane how I went online, and I went through a bit of a journey, and I really wanted to explore what I can actually do on this platform. And I ended up with a brand new car, guys. I've literally got a brand new 2020 BMW M2 competition that I got with literally 18 kilometers on the clock. 18, literally had 1.8, which is generated through like the testing of the car. I've literally got 1.8. And I'm picking up this car. I can't remember the last time I bought a brand new car, because again, I'm always thinking brand new car, the first year is the hardest when it comes to depreciation and me losing my money. So definitely, I typically don't advocate for brand new cars. So do make sure that you are happy with your mistakes and you can live with them. That is the lesson of this video. But really, to be honest, make mistakes. That's how you learn. And I've made a really happy mistake. I'm still going to bring you guys the video. That's it about me talking. I think I've spoken way too much on this video. But again, I did buy the car by mistake. Cool. Make sure you do like, make sure you comment, make sure you do subscribe. Subscribe. That's the most important thing. It means so much to us. If you like our content as well and want to see more, please make sure you click on the bell button right there, and you'll get notified every single time that we drop every 2 weeks, so you do not miss out on the content. I am back with the hottest content that's coming to your guys' way. Don't miss it. Make sure you don't miss it. Till next time. Peace.